Good morning. Happy Monday to everybody. Thank you very much for joining us for our Final Expense Monthly Monday. Today is Monday, October 7th. Can you believe we're already into the fourth quarter of 2019 and really starting to do a lot of planning for 2020? So some of these webinars that we do, and we do these webinars, this particular webinar on the first Monday of every month. And a lot of these webinars, we try to help you with planning for 2020 going into the new year from here on out. And I know we're going into that wonderful time known as annual election period, AEP for Medicare. So a lot of agents that have been doing final expense all year long, they kind of take a little bit of a break and go back to Medicare. So we're going to be discussing some ways to cross-sell final expense to Medicare clients. And we do have some videos on our website and some training so that you're compliant. And we have a final expense cross-selling toolkit that we can get you to help you compliantly, CMS compliantly, market final expense and other products to your Medicare clients. So as I mentioned, we do this webinar the first Monday of every month. And what we try to do, because we do have a lot of new names, new faces that join our webinars each and every month. So we do want to talk about our final expense sales here at URL and what our final expense sales platform is all about and how we're here to help you. We'll also be discussing our lead program and how we subsidize our leads and how you get started with selling final expense. A lot of people find final expense very attractive. Final expense policies are a simplified issue. There are no medical exams. It's yes or no questions on an application. Sometimes the carriers require a phone call. Most of the insurance carriers will take a look at the MIB and prescription drug records and all that. So we'll get into how to get started with selling final expense and understand there are no medical exams, no medical records that need to be obtained. We'll also be discussing a company. Each month we take a look at a company and put them in the spotlight and show why you might want to consider adding them to your portfolio. We'll also be discussing sales tips for the final expense marketplace. We'll also discuss agent bonuses and incentives. And this is kind of a give and take webinar. So this is an opportunity for you to be able to ask questions or make any kind of comments that you want. So we do have an open forum at the end of the presentation. The way to participate in that is you can type your questions, comments, where you can on the toolbar on your screen, or you can raise your hand. And if you've put in your audio code, your PIN number that they provide you when you log in, I will be able to unmute your phone or your computer microphone, and you can ask your question aloud. So here at URL, we like to say we have the playbook for final expense success. Basically, you can view us as your final expense coaches. So we're basically a part of the Life Markets team here with our final expense area. And with final expense, it is still life insurance. It's whole life insurance where you lock in a rate and you lock in a death benefit. As long as the client pays their premiums, the death benefit is going to be there when they need it. So when you partner with URL, you get access to sales scripts and other sales materials like underwriting guides and our online quoting software. We do have turnkey marketing programs specifically designed for our Medicare producers. So any of you on the call today that are involved in Medicare, we do have some turnkey marketing programs, marketing materials to help you go back and circle back and talk to your Medicare clients about final expense. When you partner with URL, we also have kind of exclusive webinars and seminars and other one-on-one training. When you partner with URL, you also get access to other consumer materials like memorial books, turnkey letters, brochures. We have numerous lead resources. We'll be going into that in a little bit more detail here in just a few slides. And we do subsidize your leads based on your production. Here's just a real quick snapshot of all of our final expense carriers that we have in our portfolio. I think we're at somewhere around 20 or 21 final expense carriers, and you'll see that there's some carriers that are crossovers, like Mutual of Omaha and Foresters, Transamerica, Royal Neighbors, where these are companies that offer traditional life insurance as well as final expense. So here's just a list of our final expense carriers. We do not recommend that you get contracted with all of these carriers. Usually 2, 3, 4 at the max is really all that you need in order to be successful in the final expense marketplace. And I can help you with selecting your final expense carriers if you need that help. Our final expense quote engine, when you go to our website under the Aries section, so URL insgroup.com/Aries, and then you click on departments, go to Life Markets Quoting Tools, you will see that we have Life Markets Quoting Tools, and there's a section here for final expense. So when you click on that final expense link, it's going to take you to the screen here on the left-hand side, and that's where you're going to put in the state, and I know it's blurry, the date of birth, the gender, tobacco use, yes or no, the amount of coverage, and a level graded, modified, guaranteed issue. That's where you change that benefit level. You do not need to do anything with the access key, and then you click on Get Quotes Now. Once you click on that, it's going to do some shopping. So for this particular person, a 65-year-old non-smoking male, for $15,000 of coverage, it does the shopping for you. So that you can see where who has the best rates. Now you can shop rates, but there are a lot of times with final expense you're also trying to find the company that's going to turn a blind eye to a particular medical problem. They may have COPD, but they're not on oxygen, or maybe they have neuropathy, diabetic neuropathy. So we do have companies that take that. COPD that are not on oxygen, people that have diabetic neuropathy, we have carriers that do that. That's something that you can have a conversation with me or another member of the Life Markets team, and we can help you pinpoint that particular carrier, get you contracted, and help you get the client the coverage that they need. Lead program details. It is time to order. Now I'm going to get into some of the leads, just kind of the different lead sources that we have. We have direct mail lead resources. If you do a 1,000-piece mailer, you are pinpointing the counties, the cities, the zip codes that you want to target. A 1,000-piece mailer runs about $460 to $500. It just depends on the lead card that you choose. Believe it or not, the cheaper lead cards, the ones for $460 for a 1,000-piece lead mailer, are working better than the ones for $500. These are exclusive leads. So these leads are being mailed out to the areas that you're targeting specifically for you. The leads are coming back directly to you. So they're not going to you and a bunch of other agents in your area. Now we also have a defined or a guaranteed response where the lead company is going to do enough mailings to guarantee you at least a minimum of 20 leads. And those cost anywhere from $32 to $35 a piece. Again, they are exclusive leads, and you are also given a defined sales territory. We also have verified teleleads. The verified teleleads are leads that are done here in the United States. They actually originate from the Phoenix, Arizona area. They're $25 a piece, and it's a 10-lead minimum order. So $250 will guarantee you that they will provide you with 10 leads. The leads are exclusive, so they're making phone calls for you, and they are alerting you of the lead within about 10 or 15 minutes of that phone call directly to you. And the leads are never resold. There's also Facebook leads that runs anywhere about around $30 a lead, 20 lead minimum order. Again, you're notified in real time, and these leads are also exclusive to you. And then we also have, going back to teleleads, we have basic teleleads, and they're about $10 to $15 a lead. Again, you have a defined sales territory. They are exclusive. Now the cost, because of the range in price, it just depends on where the call originates from. Sometimes they originate from Central and South America. Sometimes they're over in the Philippines. But the more leads you order, the cheaper they are. They have actually been working for some agents, just kind of throwing that out there. Some people get a little funny when it comes to foreign calls, but depending on the areas that you're targeting, sometimes these basic tele leads will work out very well as well. So what are the leads that are currently working? I get asked that question. And because we're going into Medicare season, Medicare clients are getting postcards everywhere. So the best way to kind of work around that to still get final expense leads is exclusive tele leads, the verified tele leads, or the basic tele leads. Again, verified tele leads are $25 a piece, 10 lead minimum order. They're going to get you in touch with people who are interested in talking to you about final expense life insurance, and also the basic tele leads. Now, one of the things I will point out, because we're in that wonderful season where a lot of our senior clients are getting hounded by Medicare and have to make a choice for their Medicare, that they'll get you the 10 leads, but it may take a little bit longer than it would, say, if you were ordering the leads in January or February or March. But the tele leads are working. They are still getting you in front of people. So just to give you an idea there of what's going on. Now, as we're talking about the different costs that are associated with purchasing leads, I do want to let you know that we do subsidize your lead costs, and that's based on your production. For Gemini partners that are on our call today, you know who you are. For every $1,000 of placed final expense annualized premium, we give you $80 to apply towards a lead order. For our standard partners, if you're not Gemini, you know your standard partner. We still appreciate your business. We give you $50 for every $1,000 of placed final expense annualized premium. So just to give you an example, if you did $5,000 in annualized premium during the month of October, our Gemini producers are getting $400 a lead credit, and our standard agents are getting a $250 lead credit. Now, here's how this works. With the lead credit, you can utilize one of our lead vendors if you'd like, or you can use a lead vendor of your choice. We will try to get that lead credit to anybody, to any of the vendors that are out there. So if you're using a lead vendor that we're not using and it's working well for you, please continue to do that. We will figure out a way to subsidize it for you. Otherwise, if you use one of our lead vendors, we can work out an arrangement. We can get that all taken care of for you. So that's kind of how we subsidize our lead costs. Now, getting started, it's really as easy as 1, 2, 3. It's very cliche, but the first step is to select the carriers that you want to work with. The second step is then to submit contracting. If we already have your licensing flash packet on file, all you need to do is let us know of the companies you want to get contracted with, and we will send you an email confirmation so you can submit to do the contracting portion of it. And then last but not least, it's order leads. And usually you can submit the contracting and get that processed all while ordering leads at the same time. It doesn't take too long. Pennsylvania takes a little bit longer sometimes, just depends on the company. It could take anywhere from a week to 2 weeks, sometimes longer. But we try to push it through as fast as possible for you. If you're brand new to selling final expense life insurance, or maybe you haven't done business with URL in the past 2 years when it comes to life insurance, we're doing a final expense fresh start bonus. And what we're doing is giving you $25 per placed final expense application for your first 60 days. The minimum annualized premium is $500. And you can kind of double dip here because you can still qualify for our lead subsidy. This is really just kind of an incentive to give you a reason to give final expense sales a try. So you have to be new to URL, or you haven't done business with URL in the past 24 months. So it's the business that you place within your first 60 days. It's a $500 minimum annualized premium, and you can still qualify for the lead subsidy. And this is for final expense business. I know that Steve Clemens here also does a similar program for traditional life insurance, term, universal life, and traditional whole life. Moving on to our next portion, we want to talk about our company spotlight. And this month, we're we're highlighting foresters. And for those of you who joined us for our September's Life Insurance Awareness Month, Jim Tom from Foresters gave a great presentation on how to utilize Foresters and their member benefits in your sales practices to help basically put that hook in that lead or that client's mouth and let them see what the Foresters difference is all about. Foresters has one of the top final expense products in the industry. They've been one of our final expense partners for many, many years. And just to kind of give you an idea of what they have their product is called the Plan Right. It's a whole life, and the issue ages start at age 50 and they cap out at age 85. Minimum face amounts $2,000 going up to $35,000. They give you a point of sale underwriting decision. They do have a mandatory phone interview. So when you're at the client's house or you're meeting with the client, go through the medical questions, make sure that they can answer the questions, know on the application. You'll want to bounce some of the medications against their against the prescription drug guide, just to make sure that there aren't any questions there or anything that'll get kicked back. You'll call the toll-free number that's on the front cover of the application. You'll talk to an underwriter, hand the phone over to the client. The underwriter is going to ask the exact same questions that you just asked them, and then they're going to hand the phone back over to you, and then they're going to give you a confirmation number and an underwriting decision. They do have competitive rates, and they also have really attractive member benefits. And let me get into those member benefits. When you're dealing with final expense clients, some of your final expense clients are probably clients that have not done a lot of financial planning in their lives, and they've probably lived paycheck to paycheck. They're probably on a fixed income, Social Security, maybe a small pension. So member benefits include a program called Everyday Money. And what it is it's financial counseling to help with money management, setting a monthly budget, helping them just make some financial decisions regarding debt and debt management as well. They also have access to Legal Link. They have access to, it's basically a free and discounted legal program. They can get a free will, but if they have an extensive estate that they need, then they can get access to an attorney to help draw up papers and other legal documents at a discounted rate. The discount's usually around 30 to 40% off the normal prices. They also have an emergency assistance program. And basically what this is it's a one-time financial assistance to help people affected by disasters. So for people that are maybe in a hurricane-prone area that maybe they lost power and maybe they had some damage to their home. When an area is designated as a financial disaster or natural disaster, any members that are in that area that have a forester's policy can contact foresters and they will send them money, financial assistance. And it's basically to help with maybe to help with any deductibles that they may have to get their house fixed, or maybe to help replace the food that was in their refrigerator that maybe got spoiled when they lost power. And then there's also college scholarships, and this extends to the children of the policy that own the policy, as well as the grandchildren of the policy holder. They can qualify for up to $8,000 of scholarship money from Foresters. It's a competitive scholarship. They give about 300 to 350 scholarships away a year, and the children can get $2,000 a year for 4 years. So those are just some of the member benefits that Foresters offers. Foresters has competitive rates, but you'll find that they may not be the cheapest company on the block, but with the couple of dollar difference between them and maybe the cheapest company out there, for a couple of extra bucks, they have access to a lot of great member benefits that are built into their plan. Now we want to talk about sales tips for the month of October in final expense sales, and we're going to be talking about cross-selling. And it's a big topic. It's a topic that we discussed last month in September, and I want to carry it over into October because, as I mentioned at the beginning of our presentation today, we're going into that Medicare season. And a lot of your Medicare clients, a lot of them are 65 years and older. And I'm talking more on the Medicare Advantage, not necessarily the Medicare Supplement clients. But I want to discuss that they're basically the same people. And while people are on a fixed income, if they were to pass away today, their family is going to be stuck having to pay that funeral bill. And a final expense life insurance policy is a great way for somebody to set aside a few dollars, usually $1 a day, and set aside some money so that their family is not trying to struggle to pay for their family members' funeral costs. So what is cross-selling? In sales, it is an attempt to sell a related product or service to a customer. So if you are doing Medicare, a related product to a Medicare, which is health insurance, is life insurance. And while not everybody is guaranteed that they are going to get sick this year, we are all guaranteed that we will die at some point, and we should help our clients with preparing for that inevitable day. So when you're cross-selling, you want to do a couple of things. One is consider your client's needs. So if your client has money in the bank and they're buying one of those Cadillac Medicare supplements, they probably don't need final expense, but they might need something to protect their income so they don't outlive their money. Maybe that would be an opportunity for an annuity. Or maybe their concern is if they were to get sick and go into a nursing home to protect their assets, they would get a long-term care policy. So we could get a life insurance policy with a long-term care rider, or we can get a standalone long-term care plan. And remember, when you're talking to somebody and you're making the suggestions that they should consider looking at life insurance, don't be annoying. Yes or no. Sometimes when a client says no, it means not now, but it doesn't mean that you stop asking. Just don't be so pesky. And you can just kind of explain that and show that you're concerned about not only about their well-being today, but also their family's financial future. A cost for a funeral can set families back quite a bit of money, and when somebody passes away, they don't want to be remembered as somebody that was a cheapskate or somebody that didn't prepare and basically left their children and grandchildren to have to pay for those funeral costs when they should have been the responsible one and had all that taken care of. And lastly, know your products. And I don't expect you, and nobody expects you to know every product that is out there. Ask your client. Just make sure you're asking your client if they are interested in looking into a last expense, a life insurance policy to help with covering last expenses. And then if they say yes, that's when you give me a call. I will help you with finding products that will meet your client's needs and, of course, your client's budget. We do have some cross-selling tools here at URL. When you partner with URL, you do have access to CMS-compliant cross-selling materials. We do have sales scripts, and we do have turnkey marketing pieces that can be tailored specifically to you. So we're not just asking you to go out there and ask. Of course, you do need to be CMS compliant. We do have CMS compliant materials that will help you relay to the client that you can help them with other financial services at a later date, and that you can circle back, and there are forms for that. We do have sales scripts on how you can approach talking to your client about final expense and about life insurance in general, not only about putting that bug in their ear to do some fact finding, but also a way to help with any rejections that you might get. So we do have sales scripts for that. And we do have turnkey marketing pieces. They're basically letters that you can copy and paste and put onto your own letterhead that you can then, you can brand it to yourself, to your agency, and send these out to your Medicare clients at a later date, and then follow up with a phone call. So we have different cross-selling materials and tools that are available to you when you partner with us here at URL for final expense. Now, as we're talking about all these different ways to sell, I know it's a lot of hard work, and for those of you, again, that are going into Medicare season, I know that it's a long 6-8 weeks or whatever it is. So I know that it's a long time, and just know that when you work hard, you do get to play hard as well. So a lot of our carriers have incentive trips that are very nice. From Foresters, that they're doing a Greek Island cruise, to KSKJ doing St. Kitts in 2020. Royal Neighbors is Lake Tahoe. Western Catholic Union is actually, it's a Caribbean cruise. They're not going to the Dominican Republic next year. We just got notified of that. But you'll see that there's a bunch of different things there, and you can earn these trips with final expense and with selling life insurance, as well as selling Medicare. We do have our URL President's Club trip for 2020, and that's going to the a brand new hotel. It is a 5-star hotel. Great things are planned for the Hotel Bennett in Charleston, South Carolina. If you've never been to Charleston, it is a great town, great restaurants, nice. It's just a great town. I know that when URL does our trips, we don't skimp. So hope to see everybody there in Charleston in 2020. So this then wraps up to our open forum. We want to hear from you, and sometimes it may not be here in this call right now, but we do want to know what your challenges are and what are also your successes. If you're ordering leads, how are they working out for you? If you're using one of our lead vendors, or one of the lead vendors maybe somewhere else, maybe they're working very well and you want to tell me about it. I'd love to know. I'm always keeping my ears and eyes open for other resources to help everybody grow their sales. And if you're on the fence about selling final expense, what can I do to help you give it a try? We have a lot of incentives and a lot of different carriers and programs that are out there to help you with final expense sales. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can type those questions, comments, concerns, and I'll read those questions aloud and try to get some answers for you. Otherwise, let me put my contact information here on the screen. So for those of you that are not in the Harrisburg area, my toll-free number is 800-926-8875, extension 141. Again, it's 800-926-8875, extension 141. My direct line is 717-216-8041, and my email address is right there on the screen. It's matt.a@urlinsgroup.com. So Michael asked, what do you need to do to qualify for 2020 in South Carolina? So that's a good question. What we're doing is we're taking the top 10 agents of each department. So basically the top 30 or 40 agents, I think it is. To qualify, you'll have to do about 60,000 in production. And that's if you're looking at life insurance alone, it's about 60,000. But if you're doing maybe 30, 40, 50,000 in life, and you do Medicare as well, you're able to double dip even with annuities. So everything that you do with URL, aside from Medicare Advantage, we cannot reward you for business for Medicare Advantage. That all earns points to help you qualify for the trip to Charleston. So it's our top 30 to 40 agents that will be taking them and a guest to Charleston. Richard, I'm glad it's going well. He ordered some tele-leads, and Richard, I'm glad it's working out well for you. Says he loves the tele-leads, and he's using verified tele-leads. So glad that's working out for you. If there's any other questions or comments, please go ahead and type those aloud, or type those, and I'll be happy to read them aloud. Appreciate the questions and the comments. Keep them coming. Please let me know what I can do to help you for the rest of the year, and if you need any help with establishing some marketing plans going into 2020, I'm here. I'm all ears for that as well. So looking forward to all those opportunities, and I appreciate everybody's time. And we appreciate your business and your partnership here at URL. It's great to see so many new faces on our call today, and look forward to helping you with your final expense sales. And again, thank you very much for your business. So I don't see any other questions or comments coming in. So at this point, I will bid everybody adieu and talk to you guys all soon. Again, if you need me, 800-926-8875, extension 141, or direct 717-216-8041. Appreciate it. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll talk to you all very, very soon. Take care.